Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. I hope you're having a great day. Stay positive, stay focused. Let's get to it. What is the hot topic that's going on YouTube or Instagram? Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Don't forget, the Cash App is Let's Talk About It Media. Thank you for all your love and support.
So don't forget to comment. If you don't want to make any comments, please put your favorite flower in the comments. That helps with the algorithm. Anything helps with the algorithm. Some of our notifications are going out. Some of our notifications are not going out. So like, comment, and subscribe. That way every time I upload a video, you'll be the first one to see it. So let's get to it. Let's talk Jaylan and Faylann. If you don't know who these people are, let me give you a backstory. Faylann was married to Portia's now husband. Faylann became on the show Real Housewives of Atlanta several years ago, 3-4 years ago. Faylann brought the girls to her house. A year or two later, Portia's dating Faylann's husband. And everybody's like, what happened? Where were we at when that happened? And allegedly, Portia stated she contacted Faylann's husband. Now, also, Faylann started dating Jaylan. They were all cheating. Let's be very clear. But when you go back to listen how Faylann's husband was talked about by Faylann and Portia's now husband, the other ex-girlfriends or wives, they didn't have a lot of great comments to say or state. So let's be very clear. Faylann and Jaylan started then dating after Faylann broke up and divorced her husband. Then 5-6 months later, we realized Faylann's pregnant. But Faylann not telling people she's pregnant. She's letting people basically drag Portia and drag her ex-husband. And then all of a sudden, we find out she's pregnant. So then everybody was like, well, okay, well, if you're 5, 6, 7 months, 8 months pregnant, you also stepped out. So then the narrative changed. So let's go back in regards to the relationship. Faylann, Jaylan was pretty cool. Jaylan worked for Faylann and her husband, period. They used to take trips together. They used to do stuff together. He was like an assistant. And then sometimes assisting Faylann. Well, I'm sure he did assist Faylann. So, go back. Faylann and Jaylan had been together for 2 years. They then had a child. So now, Faylann and Jaylan are broke up. And allegedly, she's dating somebody else. Recently, Jaylan did an interview. I did a video on that about last week. And then Faylann spoke up about Jaylan. So let's listen in on what Faylann had to say about Jaylan. Let's listen in on what Jaylan had to say about Faylann. Biggest thing is, Fallon's already moved on. And Jaylan has said, how I got her is how I lost her. So let's get to her clip.
Put up with in just 2 years of being with him. I mean, he was putting his hands on me. We weren't even together anymore. You know, he just got mad one day because he found out I was dating. We were still living together because we were trying to figure out, how to separate everything.
Right.
We weren't sleeping in the same bed for months. And when he found out that I finally was, moving on and, taking those steps towards, seeing other people, I'll never forget it. He came home. It was 4 a.m. He came busting in the door, and he choked
Allegedly
me out. I had
Allegedly.
To call police. It was really dark. It got really dark. It got really bad. And all I kept thinking was, I don't deserve this, and my daughter doesn't deserve to grow up seeing a man put their hands on her, because that's exactly what she's going to grow up thinking that is okay. Right. The only reason why I put up with it is because I watched my mom go through the same thing. So I'm like, oh, well, here I am making excuses. He's young. He's upset today. He's going through a lot. The media, they're so mean to him. I could do.
The biggest thing, they've been in the media for 2 years. Now they're broke up and he's allegedly putting his hands on. That's not good. That's not good at all. I'm glad she's out of that relationship. I'm glad she got her divorce. Hopefully she can get a fresh start. She's a mom of 4. She don't need to be around that. So of course Jaylan didn't talk about no altercations last week and the week before when everybody was talking to him and interviewing him. So we're gonna listen in on the last part of her interview.
Like seeing other people, I'll never forget it. He came home. It was 4 in the morning. He came busting in the door.
I'm trying not to put that part in there, but allegedly.
All the police. It was really dark. It got really dark. It got really bad. And all I kept thinking was, I don't deserve this, and my daughter doesn't deserve to grow up seeing a man put their hands on her, because that's exactly what she's going to grow up thinking that is okay. The only reason why I put up with it is because I watched my mom go through the same thing. So I'm like, oh, well, here I am making excuses. He's young. He's upset today. He's going through a lot. The media, they're so mean to him. Like, no, I could do it. I could do it. I could save him. To the point where it was at my own detriment. There's a lot that I put up with in just 2 years.
And that's the biggest thing.
No, I could do it.
They tell y'all,
I could do it. I could save him.
Don't date people that's married. Why do you think that is? Because they're emotionally, spiritually, documented, attached to somebody else. You can't touch somebody else's husband. You can't touch someone else's boyfriend. Sometimes give them a month or two and see if they're still into you. Or will they leave you alone and date somebody else because they're so keen on moving forward. So let's listen in on what Jaylan had to say last week.
Let us know how this thing first began.
I was groomed.
What do you mean by that?
I was groomed, and the way she made it seem as if he was doing her wrong. Mm-hmm. And then when I come to find out, I'm on the other side now, so it's a narcissist. Mm-hmm. She groomed me and got me together with telling me, like, he's doing this to me, and I felt sad for her. And being a friend, that's what narcissists do. Mm-hmm. They groom you to make the other person look bad. Mm-hmm. So when you do something, you won't feel bad about it because you feel as if they were treating that person wrong. Right. So I felt bad for her. Mm-hmm. And I saw that she was a great friend. She was a great person. And, we were out in Cancun. Mm-hmm.
Let us know how this thing first began.
I was groomed.
And the biggest thing is, if he was traveling with them, spending time with them, he would have had to have seen something. Of course, she may have pulled him to the side and said something, but he would have had to have seen something. But here nor there. Let's go to the next clip. Well wishes, altercations, breakups, healthy relationships are so important, but people have problems. Let's go to the next clip.
And, drinking, and one thing just led to another. And that's just how it happened. And right there, that's when I knew I was in love with it. Like, right. And it was too late to turn back. And, drinking, and one thing just led to another. And
so let's get to the next clip.
Something to the fans that they need to tell me. What's the saying? You lose them how you get them.
Oh, wow.
And that's exactly what happened. I lost her, how I got it. And here we are today. I wasted 2 years. I won't say I wasted 2 years of my life, but I lost myself within my relationship with her. Mm-hmm. And now I'm left alone to find myself again. When I helped her find herself in her relationship when she was lost. Mm-hmm. So now that I'm lost, I'm no longer good for her anymore. Something to the fans that they need to tell me.
And mind you, he had basically said he had taken care of her, taking care of Faylann, taking care of her children. She has 3 children outside of the child her and Jaylan have together, so she has 4 children. And allegedly, the sister needed some help, and the sister then moved in with them. So you're taking care of Faylann, 4 kids, and taking care of Faylann and her sister. And I guess he was emotional trying to say, okay, that's too much. I hated that I had to tell her she has to move forward and find help elsewhere. But the biggest thing is he's a younger guy. So let's get to the next clip.
Situation is way different because, like I said, I love hard, and when we broke up, there was already somebody in the picture. And come to find out, her 9-year-old was already calling him dad. Yikes. And I was still in love with her. Still to this day, I still have love for her to some point. But, so I was hurt. Absolutely. Like, I'm the type of person, I would have never done that to you. I would have never abandoned you and just left you and moved on with life. And she has so much trauma in her life, I'm scared to let my daughter be raised like that. My situation is way different because, like I said, I love hard, and when...
So the biggest thing is, like I said, they have a child together. Now they're broke up. We're going to get to the picture in regards to who she's dating now. Last clip.
We're speculating that you may have been cheating on Simon.
Simon doesn't get caught unless Simon wants to be caught.
He convinced you to join a show, and now he's engaged to another one of the cast members.
God, the balls on him.
You had this woman in your home. She met your family. She swam in your pool. Do you resent that?
I meant what I said. It hurts. It hurts like hell. I love hard. I love really hard.
That's all interesting, y'all. Be careful who you have in your corner. Be careful who you date. Be careful. Understand their situationship, their exit plan. Just be careful. Now let's get to the picture of Faylann and who she dating now. It's basically saying that she's dating Pleasure P. Now, who is Pleasure P? You can look that up. I wasn't gonna look it up. But yeah, Faylann's dating Pleasure P. So they've been posted up on Neighborhood Talk, Baller Alert, and it's basically saying they're cute. Pleasure P and Faylann Gabardia. Now she done gone back to Gabardia. She's not Faylann Pina. I don't know what's going on with that. Oh. Now Pleasure P is basically saying I need more of you every moment. Now, is this a video? I don't know. Oh, I ain't show y'all the picture. Yeah, that's them. So is that a video? I don't know. How long they been dating? Is that who Jaylan was saying she's dating? Well wishes. Everyone, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe.